Hello, my Bichette, and welcome back. I'm calling a woman of leisure. Just a lady, she simply has each time. And I've come to realize that leisure in itself is a huge pillar of emotional intelligence. In that you have to know, well, as Willie Nelson used to say, you have to know when to hold them and when to fold them. You have to know what is worth pushing past and what is worth retreating or taking a detour. I'll give you a perfect example. When I first moved to Nice, it was in 2015. I think I was 42. Yes, I was 42 years old. I moved to Nice and I was there for about a year. Now, when I got back to the States, I was there and selling my book or the free sample book that you're going to get, that you're going to download. I came back with the intention of visiting my family for the holidays, and my brother said, "Hey, you should check out the classes at the community center while you're here, blah, blah, blah," because I wasn't quite sure how long I was going to be there. One thing led to another. As I mentioned before, I found out that I qualified for financial aid, and I realized, okay, if I go back now, I will lose this opportunity because I will not there will never be another point in time where everything lines up that I can take advantage of essentially a free education. Now, community college is 2 years, okay? Community college is years. But there was a year of preparatory classes because I had been out of the school system for so long. Then, after which, I did the 2 years, and right as I was finished, I was planning on moving on with my life and being a flight attendant, something like. But when I started to experience roadblocks there, I said, "Wait a second, maybe there's another option. Maybe this is trying to send me someplace else." I had a few where I got called in for interviews and something happened where it was just, well, essentially I got offered one contract with a cruise line and they rescinded it once I started asking too many questions. Okay. Why would I ever want to work for a place like that? So, right as I was planning on spreading my wings or whatnot, I said, you know what? Let me transfer. Let me look into a transfer to university and come back as as a study abroad student, which I did. Now, so that whole experience was, yes, was it a detour? Not really, because it brought me back here. It took another 5 years, but it got me here because, like I said, there was a year of preparatory work, there was 2 years of community college, and then there was like another year or two in. That's what it was. It was COVID. It was COVID. That first year we were in COVID, still took my classes online. And then by the time I got over here, we were still at the tail end of COVID where we all had to wear masks and get the health certificate and get the vaccine, so on and so forth. So, yes, all of that took about 5 years. But was it really a detour? No. It just took a long way around. But as a result, my story is richer, more layered. And had I not returned as a student, I would not have had the benefit of the resources that essentially led to meeting my husband. And that was the internship teaching English, which ultimately led to the contract, which brought me to this tiny little cul de sac where I met my husband pretty much on the other side of this wall. Okay. And the more I think about it, I get giddy because I've come to embrace those things as has nothing to do with them not wanting you. It just may not be the right time. And I've come to find out that those delays usually work in your favor. So, case in point, this month has been ripe with professional blocks, so many professional blocks, and things that there's nothing I can do. There's no, I'm not getting any response. I'm not getting any feedback. I'm not getting any answers to what the problem might be. Despite having past certain benchmarks outlined by the algorithms and the machine that controls everything. But what I came up with was just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. The money will work itself out. Everything else will fall into place. Just keep doing it, but keep doing it for you. Because at the end of the day, for myself, but I do it to give back, as in to share my experience and hoping that it will help illuminate someone else's path. Again, you can download my free discovery kit. It's on the welcome page of my website. And one thing, so let me keep something clear. I had to delete my Listen to Your Heart 55 by 5 thing that I had because I think it was messing with the algorithm. I had to delete that because it was telling, I think it was sending the message that I was spamming or something like that, or, some kind of email marketing, or which we all know that is not the case. First of all, folks, don't be afraid of that because I do not have I don't have that kind of gall. Let's just put it that way. I do not have that kind of gall. So please download it. If you do, you do. If you like, you like. If you don't, you don't. Don't worry, you won't get any sales pitches because I actually wrote the actual book for organizations and institutes for large batch sales. That's why I'm offering the sample kits, the discovery kits for free, just as a community giveaway. So that being said, and even just hearing myself talk through the process, which is why I love doing these videos, I am definitely going to keep creating because I I see that I'm seeing a coming together of people who are women who are telling me, "Oh, I'm secretly hoping for what happened to you." And I'm thinking to myself, why are we keeping this secret? Why aren't our desires? Why do we feel ashamed or foolish? Be careful what you post because I will turn it into content, or we're afraid of feeling foolish. And again, other comments I get is, oh, I wouldn't have done that. Exactly, you wouldn't have done that. But in hopes of sharing that audacity, maybe it will inspire somebody else to stand in their own truth and not worry about what somebody else might be thinking. So, that being said, yes, there are a few things that I'm going to be shifting. Not even, I don't even want to say that. I don't even know what's going to be happening. But stay tuned. I've got a few more things coming up, coming down the pipeline. And yes, I hope that you will continue on this journey with me as I continue the journey myself. Thanks for being here and stay watching. A tutalea.